All right, we're joined again by the chairperson of the ANC's Integrity Committee, George Mashamba. I apologize, there may be a little bit of an echo when I speak, but I hope you can hear us this time. So, Mr. Mashamba, you were saying that you can only make recommendations to the ANC. The NEC has to act on those recommendations. So can you confirm these MPs that withdrew from Parliament did so voluntarily? There's nobody forcing them to do so.
I do not know, because that is the NEC process. All we do is to make recommendations. Like I said, those recommendations can be accepted by the NEC or rejected, or accepted with amendments. The decision to be taken regarding ANC members by the NEC, I know that I've been listening through the whole day, and people have been phoning me to think that, well, the IC, the final weight, and in fact disrupting Parliament, blah, 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 and so on. We don't make any recommendations. We don't make any decisions at all.
Do you know, has the NEC formally accepted your recommendations? There was some talk that if they formally accepted the recommendations, people would have to step down. If they didn't, maybe not?
Well, we haven't had a response to that, to our submission. We ended it in some time in April.
So you have no idea how the NEC has received your report?
No, we don't know. We have not yet got a report back.
The Deputy President of the ANC, David Mabuza, has admitted that he's on your list. He wants to come and account for himself. Explain the process. What will happen when he comes before you next week, we believe?
He will put the issues on the table, and then we'll take it from there to discuss with him.
Are you able, in a sense, to accept his representations to clear him as the Integrity Committee?
Not to clear him, to discuss and hear what the issue he has.
But what does that mean? Will you take him off the list then? We understand you have mentioned at least 22 names in a list after you were asked by the NEC to look at the candidates list.
Yes, but I've been reading the rules here, because the rules say that, well, if anybody who is affected is not satisfied with the recommendation of the Integrity Commission, he or she appeals to the NEC, and the NEC the final decision. That's what the guidelines say. But unfortunately, both the media and the public don't know the framework within which the IEC operates. And some of them expect us actually to replace the NEC and take decisions on the behavior of ANC members. That is not the case. We recommend, like I'm saying, a recommendation can be accepted or rejected by the NEC. But finally, they are the ones who decide on any issue that they've recommended to us. It's IC that make decisions.
I understand, and thank you for clarifying that. I think this is important because a lot of people want to know how the Integrity Committee functions. David Mabuza has, however, said that he wants to come before you. Has he organized that with the Integrity Committee then, or not?
Yes, he has, but I want to clarify one issue that I think is important to point out, is that I read one clause here which says that, well, actually, if somebody is not satisfied about the recommendation of the IC, he or she actually appeals the NEC, and the NEC's decision is final. And it applies to everybody that. And there are other clauses which, like I'm saying, where we are told that we only deal with issues that have been referred to by the NEC. Some members of the public and the press have been saying that, why don't you pick up on that or that? Said, no, we don't just go about hunting for cases. We deal with the ones which are referred to us by the NEC in terms of its terms of reference, in accordance with its terms of reference.
Apparently on the MPs list you identified 22 problematic candidates. Can you confirm that? Can you give us names and give us some of the issues that you're dealing with?
No, I cannot, because as a commission we report to the NEC, which may decide to publicize our recommendation or not. We don't talk that directly to the public. Actually, what happened that way, this is an internal process which informs decision by the NEC, and they don't only take our recommendations into account, they take on board other factors which actually might overrule our recommendations. So it's the NEC that decides, it's not the IC. I've been listening throughout the day, is the IC want to whatever. No, that's not it's not the case.
I understand that you don't find people guilty. I mean, this isn't a court of law anyway, but you look at the impact of those members and their behavior on the ANC and its reputation. Is that correct? Just explain how you assess these ANC members.
How we assess members, we determine as to whether the image and the reputation of the ANC is standing in society, is not impacted upon negatively by the, like I read at the beginning, by the allegations against members, by the reported involvement in activities which are unbecoming. That's what we deal with. And we say that, well, if that is the case, could you make sure that, well, the ANC is left without a cloud hanging over it, so that can go on functioning until, well, you have sorted out your matters?
All right, you say you can't confirm names, so we only know about David Mabuza from himself. Mr. Mashamba, we also know Kgalema Motlanthe, that's been reported on. I don't know if you can comment on that. Another thing that's come up is that apparently ANC members are unhappy with some of the names that you've put forward. There are calls for the Integrity Committee to be disbanded. Is that true?
I haven't heard that. But even if they decide to do so, well, as a member of the ANC, they've got the right to do so. They actually created us. If in one or another they found that, well, we are inefficient, I will have no qualms about that. But like I'm saying, quite a number of them don't follow the resolutions of conference and the terms of reference that have been given to us. And we stick to that. We can't operate using other standards.
Are you feeling the pressure, though?
Hello?
Are you feeling the pressure, though? Is there a backlash? Are people unhappy with your work? Is anyone telling you about that?
No, I don't feel anything. I've been more than 40 years in the organization. I've gone through other difficult situations than this. I don't feel any pressure. It's a duty that I'm performing. One has been worse situation than this. I mean, here I'm rendering a service within the terms of reference given to me by the NEC. Like I'm saying, if they give us another terms of reference, we'll act accordingly.
What, according to your terms of reference, what does the Integrity Committee do when somebody writes a book about the Secretary General of the ANC, saying that Ace Magashule presided over systematic state capture in the Free State for more than a decade? So you know about those claims. Can you do anything about them?
I don't know whether I should continue going back to the terms of reference. The Integrity Commission can call somebody to appear before it if he has been referred to it by the NEC. If the NEC refers us to a person who has written a book which the NEC thinks where is actually impact negatively on the organization, we will call him or her. But we haven't had any reference up to now from the NEC.
Okay, with regards to Ace Magashule, surely, can you give us your personal opinion? Doesn't the committee want to do more About integrity. Magashule himself has spoken about the Constitution, saying the ANC sets the bar even higher. It's removed all candidates with criminal records. But we know that the prosecuting authority has been weakened, so surely that makes a difference. Does it bother you personally that there are a lot of ANC members, high-ranking officials, with serious claims against them?
Personal opinion doesn't count here. I only speak as a chairperson of the Integrity Commission and what the commission thinks and says. My personal matter doesn't enter it. It in fact will muddy the waters if I can come in from that angle. And I would like to go into that. But what I'm telling you is that every case that we deal with is referred to us by the NEC, and the case I'm referring to has not been referred to us.
Right. We appreciate your time this evening. So saying that really all the action that can be taken against ANC members implicated in anything has to come from the National Executive Committee. The Integrity Committee itself only makes recommendations. That was the chair of the ANC's Integrity Committee, George Mashamba.